What have we got going on, Virgo? So we have the King of Cups. This guy's been making quite a few appearances. The King of Cups, still waters run deep with this guy. He's very emotionally aware. He's very caring, very loving, very nurturing energy. Some of you may be dealing with a water sign, but usually when a court card comes up as an underlying energy, for me, that's the energy of the person that I'm reading for. So for you, that's your guys' energy. If it isn't, if this is someone else, this is kind of very central to your story. This can be like a spiritual advisor. This can be a healer. I see both the King and Queen of Cups as like healing energy. Now, I also see them both as the ideal lovers. So this can be your idea of what an ideal lover is. This is, if you're single, this is how I want my partner to be, my future partner to be, like this. Or even if you're in a relationship, maybe your partner's being more kind of loving, more caring, more nurturing at this time. The thing with the King of Cups, though, this can indicate someone who feels something, has emotions, but isn't expressing them. That's why still waters run deep with him, because what you see isn't always what you get. He will at some point reveal how he feels. He has no problem saying that I love yous and I feel like this. And maybe this is it. Maybe April's the month that you come out and say how you're feeling about something, or, someone else says that to you. Because we have coming up at the heart of the reading, the Ace of Cups, and Leo just got this. Leo just got this at the heart of their reading as well. Aces are potentials for new beginnings. So if you're completely single, get out there, go out there and meet people, because there could be new love coming in for you. It doesn't have to just be romantic, though. This is feeling a new emotional cycle that we begin, emotional growth, spiritual growth. It's very healing energy. If you're in a relationship, there could be a new beginning for you guys. Like, you fall in love all over again. It's that kind of an energy. But it's usually the beginning of something new. Like I said, but aces are opportunities. Yes, they are doorways that get presented to us, but we must walk through them. They don't just happen, so if you meet that person, you might then have to go and talk to them and get to know them. Say how you're feeling, right? If you're doing the King of Cups, what you see is not what you get kind of energy, then you might have to go and say how you're feeling. Now, if it's not relationship related, if it's work related, you're coming from there's like heart space. This is heart space energy where you're coming from. This is what makes me happy. This is what is my emotional fulfillment. You're very much about that. So you may be starting something new. You may be starting a new job, a new venture, or doing something, or just considering now that, I want to change up this because I want something that makes me feel this happy. Whatever's at the heart of the reading, it's what our focus is on, what everything else kind of revolves around. Now, we have the Six of Wands coming up as a past energy. And the Six of Wands, it's recognition. It's a success card, but it's recognition for the work that we've put in. It's what we've already done to be recognized. And you may have achieved some level of success in a job, or it doesn't even have to be a job. Like you might be retired and you've been doing some hobby like community drama or doing something else. Taking care of the grandkids. Like, you've been doing something that you feel like you've done it from your passion. It's been exciting. You've been putting energy into it. And there was recognition in the past for this. But then why are you going from this? Is it now you're looking at, well, I don't know if this makes me happy, or is there something new that's making me happy? Because what we have coming up in the future in the present is the Queen of Pentacles. This is earth energy. So it could be another earth sign, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, like yourself. It can just be someone that, we meet who we kind of vibe with. They're on the same level as us. Otherwise, this is you. You're very much in your element at this time. The Queen of Pentacles, she makes everything look easy. She gets it done. She is reliable. She's dependable. You might be focused on your finances, which is, which is what's making me think that, are you starting a new job or a career or going for something new because you want something that makes you happy? Yes, she's focused on the practical. So maybe you've always done things that, I'm looking at the advice as well, because that's kind of related to this. But, have you always done things that, this pays well, or this is good for the family, or, whatever. And now it's kind of asking you, well, that's great. You've done what needed to be done. You've provided for the people that you love. What makes you happy, though? What makes you happy? And there's a level of success here. There's a level of success. That's what's kind of getting with the Ace of Cups next to that Six of Wands. this might be where people might be saying to you, well, look, why would you do that? You've just achieved some kind of level of success in that relationship, in that job. Why are you going for something new? It's because now you're coming from a heart space. It's like, yeah, you've had pride in what you did. This is a card of pride as well. You know, you can have pride in what you've done. And that's left you feeling kind of very solid, very grounded. But I do feel there's kind of like, not conflict exactly, but it's almost going in between like what you've been recognized for. You know, when sometimes you're in a job and you're really good at what you do, but because you're so good at what you do, you kind of get stuck doing that same thing. That's what I'm getting. Is that this is not you want something that's emotionally fulfilling for you. And that's what you're kind of figuring out. And the Queen of Pentacles is a great person to figure this out, because she's going to look at, you know, what the practical solutions are. Earth energy is very solid energy. This is about your security and your stability. And I kind of feel like the focus is shifting from a more kind of physical security. So, you know, your finances, your home, that kind of thing, to a more emotional. What's my emotional security? And that's maybe why the Four of Swords is coming up here. And I think the Queen of Pentacles is come up to remind you that no matter what goes on, even if you're coming from a heart space, and some people think that it's a weakness, right? You know, to express how you're feeling or to go for what your heart wants. It's like, no, I have to do what's practical or what's right. But the Queen of Pentacles in the present, I think she's reminding you that, well, no, you're never going to stop being that person. You're never going to stop being that solid, reliable, dependable person. But it's okay to look at what you want rather than looking at what the needs of the people around you are. Because sometimes I think with the Queen of Pentacles, she can do that. She takes care of the people around her, right? She brings home the bacon. And we have the Four of Swords coming up here as a future energy. Now, some of you may be taking a break. That's what could be coming in, which is, yes, Virgo, even you guys need breaks sometimes. Four of Swords, it's everything from a spa day, recovery from the flu, taking a time out. But basically what it says is, if you have a look at her, she's put down her swords. And well, usually there's one sword that the person it's separate from the others. And if you have a look, these are kind of discarded. That's the Sword of Truth. And this card, the energy, what it says to you is, if you take a break, take a step back, allow fresh energy in. And that can seem counterintuitive sometimes, because we think if we keep pushing, if we keep working, if we keep kind of focusing on the practical needs, putting the work in, we'll get what we want. Four of Swords says, well, not exactly. If you take a step back, you'll let fresh energy in and you'll see a different way. A new truth is going to emerge, because that's the Sword of Truth that she's holding on to here. And it's to do with a new beginning that makes you feel happy. So I kind of get the sense that either there's someone new that comes in and that's making you pause for thought, like, oh, I don't know if I want this. Or there's something that you want, or, you know, that you think you're kind of, it might be that little voice inside of you that's saying, well, we don't want this. This is going to make us happy. But you're like, no, I achieved this in the past. Let's just keep doing what we're good at. Four of Swords are saying, no, take a step back. Some of you might literally be taking a break. You might be taking time off work. This can sometimes indicate a temporary separation in a relationship. Not saying you guys are going to break up. It might just be that, you know, somebody goes away for a while on separate vacations, or someone's gone abroad for work or something, like, you know, they've gone away for a little while. And it kind of feels like the energy here, it allows you to figure out what's going on. It allows you to look at what this new beginning is that will bring you happiness. So what's the advice here? Well, the advice is the Nine of Pentacles. And the Nine of Pentacles, yes, it's, you know, relates really well to the Queen of Pentacles energy, because it talks about looking at everything that you've achieved. You've achieved so much, especially with this sat above it. You're recognized for what you've achieved. And the Nine of Pentacles, it's, yes, this person has created this abundant garden and it's enjoying the things that you've created. Usually that independent, confident spirit that I did it. I created all of this. I put in all the work. But here we've got taking a break from this. Why is that? Because the Nine of Pentacles says, whatever you've achieved, don't let it become a gilded cage. Because yes, you've got this beautiful garden. You've got this safe space that you've created. But there's a whole world to explore outside of that. Are you ready to go and explore that? So that might be what the Four of Swords is for some of you, that, you know, you take some time out to go traveling, or just take a break, sit and watch, I don't know, catch up on your favorite TV show. It could be that. But it's to allow this fresh energy in so you can follow what your heart desires. But let's pull a few clarifiers. So we have the Ten of Pentacles here. This is the kind of legacy. It's, you know, what do we want to be known for? What are we working towards? What are we trying to build? It can be inheritances. It can be, the home that we build and leave behind for our children, our grandchildren. But this is also a card of commitment. What are you committed to? Feels like there's some old commitment. A lot of people have been getting this, that, something that you were committed to, maybe, that you want something new. You've been very practical. You've done that kind of solid earthy thing. And now it's time to go for your emotion. What is it that makes you happy? And it's continue. If you have a look, there's progress, continuation here. We have the Nine of Pentacles as the advice. Enjoy what you have. Enjoy it because you're about to complete that cycle. Sometimes we can become that big fish in that little pond, and it's time to go elsewhere and to expand our horizons. You have the Five of Cups here. Is this what's making you pause? I think for some of you, there is some kind of new opportunity for emotional happiness that comes in. And it's almost like you take a time out to say, I don't know how I feel about this. Why? Is it because you missed an opportunity in the past? Is it because there's regret connected to something in the past? This can be when we look back. And the Five of Cups does say, though, we can look back, but we look back to release that. Because all is not lost. There are new opportunities here. If you have a look here, she's looking at the Three Cups that have fallen into the body of water, into the pond. But there are Two Cups here coming in. This is support. If you're looking for support, there is something so that all is not lost. And sometimes we can stay here. We stay in that gilded cage because it's what we know. It's safe. And it's like, I built all of this. I made this amazing place. Yes, you did. But you can go make something even more amazing now. How do we do that? Well, we have the Seven of Cups. Also with the Seven of Cups, and this card always reminds me of another reader called Moonlight Scorpio. And I love her. She's an amazing reader. Check her out if you haven't seen her. But she always says to this that this is like a bullshit fantasy. If you have a look at it, someone's riding around in a dragon. There's like rainbows and all sorts of stuff going on here. And that's true. But Seven of Cups can also be when we perceive something as that. This guy is solid. New opportunity is solid. But are you seeing it as the Seven of Cups because you were disappointed in the past and you're like, well, this is too good to be true. All I know is what I can achieve myself. I can't trust anything outside of myself. Everything else is just bullshit like this, that, it's a fantasy, and it isn't always. Seven of Cups is looking at what emotionally fulfills you, which dreams are worth pursuing, which dreams are not. And maybe that's why you need it's not a long break. Like I said, it can be a spa day even, that you just take some time out to allow the kind of energy to fully come in so you can see the opportunities, let the ideas come about. There's never any progress from the foreshadow, but sometimes we need that break. And swords are our thoughts, our beliefs, our ideas, and how we communicate them. Sometimes we need to be reminded to dream, especially when we have a lot of this kind of pentacles. What's real? What's tangible? What do I have? Energy coming up. This Five of Cups shows me that, there was some regret. At some point in the past, you've lost something. And it's almost like when this comes in, or this person even, when this is coming in, you're not sure. All you really know how to rely on is what you achieve yourself, what the work that you do. But sometimes there are other people that come in and there are other opportunities that come in. Past life relationship. You have known each other before. So for those of you that, that can be what's kind of throwing you, is that it can be overwhelming when we meet someone like this, and whether you believe in past lives or not, but that sense of, oh my God, I feel like I've known this person forever. There's this kind of irresistible connection that I have with this person, maybe with this King of Cups. And we want to go back to somewhere that's safe because it overwhelms us. Now, I'd say if you've met someone, it is a new opportunity for you, a new opportunity for love that would make you very happy. But it kind of feels like, this card is a comfort zone card for me. We don't want to get stuck in a comfort zone because it feels so overwhelming. Because we have to come out of our comfort zones. Never allow us to grow. We can never start anything new while we stay in our comfort zone. That's just what you know. All right, let's see what we have from the Whispers of Love. And that one might need to come out. Well, there you go. Focus on love. Look for the good attributes in each and every person in your life. I have a Virgo moon sign, so I'm not judging you guys whatsoever, and I do this myself. But that whole kind of thing that we can do, which is, no, this is a fantasy. No, this is not real. This is what happened before. Very logical that, well, this is what happened. I don't want that to happen again. I'm not asking for anyone else to help me. I'm going to do this myself. I'll put in the work. At least I know then what I can get back. But it's not that. It's moving away from that. It's moving away from that. And as much as like this can be illusion and fantasy, I feel like you're being asked to indulge in that. Indulge in the fantasy a little bit. This could be just taking time off to daydream. I do that. I purposefully picked a gym that's like 3 towns away. It takes me like half an hour to get there on the bus, because that's the only half hour I get to sit and daydream. To the sea. This is about going with the flow. This is the going with the flow card. You know, let yourself be carried to wherever you're going to go. This is not a situation that you can control, Virgo. I'm going to say that to you. We always have free will. Yes, we do. And, you know, if you need it, take some time out to think about things. I would always advise people to do that. But to the sea, it may indicate travel. So maybe for some of you, this is taking a break, going on vacation, traveling, I don't know, to a different city in your country. But to the sea says, go with the flow. You will be carried. It's about trusting. And when we get into this too good to be true stuff, or, you know, I love the Queen of Pentacles. She's reliable, dependable, but that she's also control freak. You know, she controls everything. She gets everything done. She relies on herself to get things done. And it kind of feels like that's not going to work for you here this time. Right. Let's pull you a postcard from Spirit and see what else we get. Dearest you, do you ever wonder whether your ideas and inspiration might be coming through your soul rather than generated from your mind alone? We are here to tell you we are always whispering in your ear about your highest good. We are conduits for spirit, letting you know you are a living channel for this awesome co-creative energy. When you're feeling inspired, it means you heard us. Inspiration means spirit is breathing through you. Inspiration needs your human passion to keep it going so you can make a difference in the world. So keep moving on what inspires you. Let yourself be led, going with the flow, right? Let yourself be led into new experiences and know that this is why you are on the earth. Your purpose is to discover your spirited nature and to bring forth through your efforts whatever is meant to be. Wondrous miracles have a way of showing up when you let inspiration propel you forward. You are so, so loved. And that's what I was getting with the 7 of Cups. I don't feel like this is warning you that it's an illusion. I feel like this is telling you to dream, go nuts, and allow yourself to dream the craziest dreams that you've ever dreamed. Riding a dragon, flying over rainbows, whatever it is. Go for what, you know, you must dream all the dreams first and then figure out, well, is this dream worth pursuing or not? Because it is. You have cups coming up here. You have the Ace of Cups. And if you're the King of Cups, he is very emotionally intelligent. He knows how he feels and he can use those emotions. That's a formidable partnership here. This kind of practical, get it done, energy of the Queen of Pentacles. And then this knowing how he feels, caring, nurturing, loving, healing energy of the King of Cups. What could stop those two?